Hey everybody, Lorelia here. I'm not going to be long because it is actually it's beginning to get sundown here in Jersey. But I had something on my mind. I know it's been a while since I did a video. I've been working on a lot of stuff offline. And so um one of the things that I have been working on, and yesterday I went to a powerful real estate expo here in New Jersey. High level stuff for real estate investors. Not to say that a person who has never been exposed to real estate wouldn't get any value, but it was more than just your common how to buy a home. And so that's why I titled this video, Why It's So Hard to Get an Apartment. I get a lot of emails since I've had this channel with individuals who have suffered from evictions or blemished credit, and they are unable to get an apartment. And they had someone doing one of the breakout sessions. It was a property management group here in New Jersey talking about their process of how they screen clients. And I began to think to myself, I had two different hats on when I was listening. I was listening from the standpoint of an investor because I love the services they offer. Um, and the reason why is because since New Jersey is such a tenant friendly state, and unfortunately it is what it is, and we have what is called serial tenant criminals. And what are those? Those are people that know the Tennessee laws in New Jersey better than the landlords. And so what they do is they prey upon landlords who do not know their stuff. And they will find any small blemish in the process of getting an apartment against the landlord. And what happens is that once they get the apartment, they leverage all the laws so they don't have to pay rent. And so in New Jersey, tenant trolls, okay, that's a good name. And so in New Jersey, landlords have really tightened the grip of qualifying for an apartment. And the sympathetic side of me started to think of individuals who may have they're not the tenant trolls, they're not individuals who are truly trying to get over, but they just don't understand the rules of money. And so what happens is that they've had some financial setbacks in their life. And unfortunately, what a lot of people think is that if they have a financial setback, some way or the other, if they just ignore it, it's going to go away. And unfortunately, that's not the case. In the environment where we live in, 30 or 40 years ago, you may have grew up in an environment where financial chaos was the norm, financial hardship was the norm, and you've seen your mama, your grandmother, your father, your mother's boyfriend, your aunties or whatever face a financial setback, and they kind of just ignored it and went on with life, and life was still somewhat good. Of course, good meaning everyone has their own opinion of what good is. And so what happens is that many people who just don't know better think that they can still do the stuff that they saw their family do 40 years ago and bring it into 2018. And I'm here to tell you that ain't the case. And that's why I titled this video, it is easy, it's hard to get an apartment. It is actually easier to get a home even if you have filed for bankruptcy, even if you have had financial setbacks in regards to foreclosure. Some of the sessions that I really primarily tuned into was the money. I follow the money. And when I say the money in terms of financing, because a lot of the people that I deal with offline Um, it has to do with financing, how to begin to leverage their credit to build their real estate portfolio. And many of the individuals that I live with, yes, there you go, Matthew. Yes, yes, it's all about wealth building. And so many of the people that I deal with sometimes primarily only have business income, meaning they're not W 2 employees. And so I say this to say, man, there are some great products, not just proprietary products just for New Jersey, in terms of nationwide, that a lot of people just do not know, man. And let me just say this as a disclaimer. Um, Getting access to funding in this environment is so easy. Not in the grimy sense of like what happened in 2007, because someone raised a question in one of the sessions on why have the rules loosened up. I can't speak for a lot of people, but I know that I was involved in real estate in 2007, 2008, and things tightened up because of the whole real estate crash. And when things tightened up, there was a lot of inventory here in the New Jersey market, but people couldn't get funding unless they used their own funds or had private lenders or what have you. But any institutional lending was tied up. And so now the things have been loosened. The rules have been loosened. And so loosened not in the sense of like in 2006 and 2007 and 2005 when it was truly ninja loans, no income, no job, no assets, or no what have you. So from what I understand yesterday, these loan products are not like that. um but there are a lot of great products. I mean, even in regards to those who've had a financial setback when it comes to bankruptcy, there are some lenders out there, and like I said, these lenders lend to people nationwide, that even if you file a chapter 13 bankruptcy a year from now, you can start to get funding. And so what is interesting is that they actually hold the chapter 7 against you more so than the chapter 13. And I can understand that, because the chapter 13 pretty much is a person who have assets, whether they're business assets, personal assets, but you own something. And I'm talking about things that appreciate in value, not that you have a car. With chapter 17, you don't own nothing. You pretty much was irresponsible or just got above your head in regards to credit. You didn't have a lot of income, but you had a lot of credit, and you didn't know how to manage it. And so I can see why they would be more liberal to people with chapter 13 bankruptcies, because a lot of times with chapter 13, you still, depending on how good your attorney is, you can still have ownership of those assets, but things are just going to be restructured. So I can see why a lender would hold a chapter 13 bankruptcy of higher stature than someone with a chapter 7, because the asset is still there. And even though things may have gotten restructured in terms of a loan payment, the asset is still there. And so these lenders see that, and they use that as a way of qualifying you for loans. So I say this, man, if you trying to get an apartment and your stuff ain't right, your credit is shoddy, um, your income is not quite there, you gonna catch it. I don't know what's going on in the rest of this country, but in New Jersey, tri-state area, not only are you going to catch it in regards to the rents just being so high, but you're going to get it in terms of just qualifying. Because at the end of the day, you take the grimiest person, even the grimiest person wants a nice place to stay. No one wants to stay in a gutter place. And so imagine the person who credit is shoddy, income is funny, as they say, my money funny. Your options are not that great. And so I find it odd. Once again, I'm constantly, you know, I'm always investing in myself. Um, while I was there, of course, some of the speakers were plugging their events. These are local events. The reason why I like that, these type of events, because they're local events by local investors here in New Jersey who are doing this market. Nothing against the gurus, the people who do these national events, but a lot of times they give you a very broad scope of real estate, and it's kind of hard if you're new to real estate. You coming in now? You coming in now?
Yeah.
Yeah, all the kids gone?
Yeah, I was like this one kid.
Okay. And so, let me wrap this up. And so, what was I saying? And so if you are, oh, thank you so much, NDCEO. Thank you so much. And so if you are new to real estate, it's kind of hard to tailor what someone is saying on a broad spectrum and bring it to your market. So that's why I like New Jersey, um, these New Jersey classes, or events. And so what I was saying was that some of the speakers there were plugging other events. There's another one in September that I'm going to attend. That's a $200 an event. And so when I get people who reach out to me, say their credit is bad, they're unable to get an apartment or what have you, and you provide them with a resource that can help them rebuild their credit, they are not open to it. And what I don't understand is, and this is another thing, I wanted to do a separate video on this, so I'm not going to touch on it. Money ain't the problem out here. Like and see, until you are in a certain environment is when you will see that money ain't no problem. Like, people were throwing money at people in terms of institutional lenders, in terms of private lending. They're throwing money at people. But of course, there's a cost, and it's not what people think. Some people think, oh, of course, hey, how you doing, Mike Pollard? Put your legs down. People would think, oh yeah, because they got an 800 credit score and all this money in the bank. No, man, it's about information. It's about information. And see, that's what I'm saying. When people are currently in a financial hardship and they want to get out of it, but will not pay for information. So I'm going to leave this video here with, we are in a new day. We're in a prosperous time for you to, okay. The credit card thing didn't work for me, with Community Bank. They never offer pop-up. I don't know what you mean by they never offer pop-up. Hey, how you doing, Renee? Well, one of the watchers here said Community Bank didn't work. See, a lot of people don't know how to leverage credit. Like, if you're only using credit for consumer reasons, meaning you want to rack up a bunch of consumer debt, then that's not what I'm talking. Well, I'm trying to teach people how to leverage credit to obtain assets. See, that's why I said I invest in myself to provide value to people so they can know what is going on out there. Because the shopping cart. What shopping cart? Oh, I don't know. Are they buying something on Community Bank? And it's a shopping cart? I'm not sure. I'm confused. um, yeah, I'm not quite sure. I thought you were saying you applying for credit. So at this point, right now, when if people are interested in rebuilding their credit, learning, um, to get credit cards. Ugh, that's a. I don't know, John. You trying to get a credit card and you don't want them to check your credit. I I don't know. I don't know how that's working. No, that's the whole basis of getting credit. They got to know something about you. Are you credit worthy? In order to find out if you credit worthy, they got to look at your credit report. So that's going to be a kind of a hard task to do, you know. Make yourself credit worthy, get the knowledge. Right now I'm leveraging another platform, teaching people yes, that's what I'm doing, Mike. Teaching people how to learn how to rebuild their credit themselves. Um, and so if you all are interested, the link will be below this video once it processes. And the service is less than $40. But the thing is that you have to work it. I'm going to be posting a testimonial of a lady who reached out to me, in August. Um, and she took my advice. Okay, well, John, I can tell you right now, if you are currently trying to dispute some things, you may want to tap into this resource that I have, only to give you some extra knowledge. But I'm going to be posting a testimonial video of a lady that reached out to me in August. We had a private session via web because she's in another state. She took my advice. She's using this resource now, and she has been able to eliminate debt. Everybody has different reasons on what they need to do to raise their credit. I'm not going to give you all the details because it's going to take away from the video, but pretty much she had to pay down debt. A lot of people do not know that high utilizations is a reason why your credit score cannot go up, and that was her problem. And so when I gave her this resource, this system that I am leveraging, she used it, and she said, "You know what, Lorelia, I'm getting results. My credit score went down. I'm paying down debt. I've been able to increase my money in my paycheck." These are all the things that come along with this system. Learning how you can increase money in your paycheck by understanding the tax law, learning the law of credit to dispute items, and then learning how to eliminate debt with a debt elimination tool that's along with that. And I'm going to be interviewing her this week. Right now, I think we're scheduled on Wednesday. And so she will be sharing her testimonial with you all, because I'm just not a talking head here on YouTube. I am actually helping people, those who are coachable. Everyone is not coachable. Like I said in other videos, I think what stops people is they're looking at this one or looking at that one, and you have to decide. I'm not here to tell, people who's better, is this process better, if that process is better. You have to decide that. And you have to make the choice. But when you decide, you have to do the work, and you have to be coachable. And a lot of people are so up in arms and so guarded and think that, oh, thank you so much, John. Your words are very kind. And so some people are so guarded that they will not open themselves up to criticism. I mean, yesterday I was in that that expo, that real estate expo, and I sat there as a student. I was a student. I was soaking up. I was looking for mentors. I'm going to be, because there are people who know more than me. And so I'm always, see, there you go. Matt said he's coachable. So Matt, reach out to me. The information will be under this video. And so even myself, see, I'm not telling people to do something that I don't do, like I said, that expo I went to was $100 and some. Going to one in September is another it's a $300 ticket. And the only reason why the ticket is so high because I'm going to do the bonus day that they're throwing in it. So when people are not willing to put out $40 that can pretty much change your life, you know, like I said, it ain't no joke out here. Like I know in New Jersey, you know, the days are over when you hey John, thank you, I'm glad that you said that. Please do reach out to me. All the links will be below this video. It's a new day here, and like I said in this video, it is harder to get an apartment than it is to buy a home. It's actually easier to get a home, an investment property that can bring money into your life, into your family's life, something that you can pass down as a income producing asset that will continually pay you for the rest of your life. That is easier to get than getting an apartment. That's some real stuff. All right, well, thank you everybody who watched, and I'm looking forward to sharing some more with you information. Those who are interested in what I was talking about in regards to credit, the links will be below here, and always looking to add value. Okay, good night.